We got a fantastic show this week with special guest Melanie Field.
And Jarret back as that time of the month. PE class, going to talk about all the brand new physical media releases.
We're talking about Inner Demons.
Counting down our top 5 Ozploitation movies.
Check us out.
Check us out.
Hello, and welcome to Good Movie Monday, your home of the nerdy cinematic ramblings. My name is Ben Helwig, and I'm joined, as ever, by Mr. Glenn Cochran. How's it going, mate?
I'm going good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. We have a cracking show for you this week. As we mentioned at the head of the episode, there's some fantastic things on its way, but none of that would be possible without our sponsors, Inked Food Co., not your average hot sauce. Flavor first, fire always. So get in before it's gone, because it's only they only do small batch runs.
They do.
And you can get a fantastic 15% discount if you use the code Good Movie Monday. It should be GMM, but
Good Movie Monday. How absurd.
It's such a long code. We are also sponsored by those lovely people at the Eclipse Cinema in Collingwood. That's 32 Welling Street if you're in Victoria and want to check them out. I will say Fridays, they're $13 movies. So
unless you score one of our tickets later in the show.
Yeah, which but more about that later.
Wow, you really jumped straight into that.
I'm like not fucking around this week.
You're raring to go.
We're not here to fuck spiders, but or while I'm busy fucking spiders, why don't you tell people where they can find out about us?
How about you go to goodmoviemonday.com? It's a good place to go. It's got all of our past episodes. It's got videos of every episode and the interviews, the standalone interviews. It's got links to our social media pages as well. So go check us out there. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We do invite you to Spotify because that is where the show is hosted. And you can give us a rating. You can rate us out of 5 there.
I actually had a look at the show on Spotify today, and I was surprised that the video plays along with the audio.
Yep, you can switch it just to audio only, or you can have that little benefit of the video.
Yeah, why would you want to do that?
And when you're on your phone, it just looks so much better on video, as opposed to watching it on your TV.
I was looking at it on the computer, not on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually took me by surprise. I thought, did I leave the webcam on? And why is Glenn?
Why is Glenn watching me fap?
Had to pull my pants up quickly.
He always does. So yes, goodmoviemonday.com. We do appreciate your support. There is a support us tab as well. So if you want to chip in a little bit, it does go a long way because we have expenses to keep the show running, and every little bit helps. Apologies last week or the week before to Brody Kane, number 1 listener. When we scrolled the names across, I spelt his surname wrong.
Jesus.
But
you belong in Kaney's crypt.
It was
I think it's just Kane's crypt.
It was just to make sure he was paying attention. Clearly he was, and he let me know.
See, all I got was pats on the back from Brody this week in my messages.
Oh, really?
So,
well, that's better
there
than...
There we go, because he knows I bear no responsibility for anything that goes wrong.
I get the whole... Mate. Just need to have a word.
I don't want to stick the wind up here or anything, mate, but...
Does he call you Mr. Helwig?
He does indeed.
Okay, I get the Mr. Cochran. Okay.
He's got a shtick and he sticks to it, which I appreciate.
If you're new to the show, he's one of our rusted-on listeners. He's been here with us since episode 1, so we do appreciate him. Always has something to say.
He predates me.
He does. He didn't know what to think when you came along because he was getting
big fan of Keith.
He was a massive fan of Keith, and when that all came to an end, he was quite upset.
Yeah, right.
He took to you pretty quickly, though.
He's like, "There's no more." What was Keith's?
Stone Cold Classic.
Yeah,
mate, you're joking. And Keith will be coming around for a special side sort of episode video. All about the James Bond movies coming up soon. So,
okay.
Yeah, I haven't even filled you in on that.
No, he didn't know it. I didn't know
just
about it.
Out of the blue, he's like, mate, can I borrow all of your 007 movies? And I'm, yep. He goes, you want to talk about them? I'm like, sure.
Because I thought there's not even a new one coming out.
No, he needs them for something. He's got a project that he's working on. And
a Bond project.
And I'm just, well, why don't we just have another little side video? I love content.
Yeah.
It's just some content.
Just more content.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we still consider him Good Movie Monday. I don't know. Is he still a team player?
I like to think of it. I like to think of us like syphilis. Like once you've had us, you've got us for life. There is no cure for Good Movie Monday.
So no insecurities.
No,
he's still around. Okay.
Yeah, the funny thing. The funny thing is, it's all part of the beautiful contradiction that is me. That I have a real problem with our discount code being Good Movie Monday. No problem with our URL being goodmoviemonday.com.au, which is arguably even longer.
Yeah, that's right.
Not arguably, factually.
Well, it
even
works
longer.
though because it's the name of the show. Just type it out.
It does, and because those other guys have probably taken gmm.com.au.
Mate, they just landed.
Do they have
just,
.com.au?
they just landed a massive deal with Netflix, so that means that their profile is even bigger.
Yeah, still never heard of them.
So that's
Except for you telling
that's
me
like
about
an
them.
extra $300 million a year that they're going to earn on top of the $300 million they already earn.
Yeah, I'm not jealous.
Hashtag GMM.
Hashtag Good Movie Monday is GMM.
Now, I know you want to push on to our cinema release this week, but before we do, can I just mention we had a shock to my system over the last week. Glenn Hansard passed away, who is a big deal to me. He was the Irish singer-songwriter, actor, Oscar winner from the movie Once. And I don't know if I talk about him on the show a lot, but in my family circles and some friend circles, I do talk about him a lot. He was like, Once is my favourite film of all time. So I was just really shocked. He was 56 years old. Died on a motorcycle accident. So it wasn't anything like sinister or, drug related. Maybe it was alcohol related, but it was a shock. So I just wanted to acknowledge Glenn Hansard. If you've never heard of him or seen him, he was in The Commitments back in the 90s. He's the lead singer of The Frames, Irish rock band, and
Who's he in The Commitments?
He's the guy with the long blonde ponytail. I'll show you later.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And he won.
I never made that connection.
Won the Oscar for Best Song with the film Fallen, which with the film Once, which the song was Fallen, and got turned into a stage show. Very prolific musician, and there we go. So yeah, Glenn Hansard, rest in peace.
Well, on reflection, I've decided I do mind. So in future, when I'm hosting an episode, why don't you send me any requests in writing 48 hours before the show?
Well, if that's your style, I might adopt it myself.
You can't adopt my style. It's my style. Your style is letting me do whatever I want.
No one's ever going to rob your style, mate.
No. I can't give it away. But yes, look, speaking of movies at the cinema, I did manage to get along to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. You did not come along, so I found a replacement.
Oh, hang on a second. I thought you were going by yourself.
No.
What's this replacement bullshit?
What am I, a sad loser?
What's this replacement bullshit?
I got myself a fluffer to come along and... Let's say, I don't want to say... I wasn't edging, but I like to be kept at half-mast during the entire film. And the film does go for 2.5 hours. So, that was a chore because I'm not a young man. And I'm not on any kind of medication, so
you were at a young people's movie though.
They had to work at it. Yeah, you would think usually the sight of all of those. No, there was no kids.
Hang on. Let's back up the truck for a minute here.
Yep.
Every time I suggest let's go to this screening, if it happens to be Melbourne Central, you say, "Oh, I don't really want to go."
Yep.
So this one, I'm not even going.
No.
And it's at Melbourne Central. Not a problem. This fluffer must be fucking great.
No, I tell you why. Because I've had to start going into the office a couple of days a week.
A likely story.
And the office is in Port Melbourne. And because when we first got the invite, you said you were coming. So I had planned my days in the office around that day. And then when I checked with you the day before, you went, "No, I'm not going to go. I've got too much other stuff to do." So I had to scramble to find a replacement to not be a lonely loser. But I was already booked my day in the office.
Back up that truck a little bit more. I don't recall saying that because I remember on the day I got the invite, I was like, well, I have to send my rider along to see it because I can't go.
No, well, yeah.
Oh, maybe I said to you, "Oh, if I have time."
I don't recall any prefacing. You told me that you'd given yours away because I said, "Oh, did you accept yours?" Because I was going to ask someone else to use my extra ticket, and you went, "Yeah, I'm not going to go." And I said, "Oh, I was going to go," and then you're like, "Oh, maybe I will go then," and because I had the extra +1.
This is just what happens in a relationship, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. But I didn't go because I just had deadline and shit. But how was it?
It was fucking great.
Fuck.
If you like Spider-Man movies,
I like Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, which 100%. I agree with that caveat. I I'll take Tom Holland over Tobey Maguire and.
Ooh, I won't take him over Tobey Maguire, but I'll definitely take him over.
Fucking wouldn't piss on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire is the greatest superhero movie of all time.
Only his little emo dance.
That's number 3.
Is
That's
that
number
3?
3. Yeah.
Then the only is 2 Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Well, Doc Ock is the only thing I like and Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. You are wrong. You are wrong.
No.
However, does this one does it crisscross too much with the MCU, or is it a nice standalone?
No. Look, there is. Well, look, it's interesting because there is. I'm not sure exactly where the Punisher. They do ask that you don't give away any spoilers.
No, but I know that he's in the publicity photos.
He's in the publicity. Yeah. So the Punisher is in it, and technically, I'm not sure where. I'm pretty sure Punisher is a Spider-Man character. I think he had his first appearance into Spider-Man comics. So him appearing is fine. And in the what Sony used to own, Spider-Man and X-Men, right?
Yep, still do.
But now they've joined the wider universe.
Yet their films still get released through Sony, not Marvel and Disney. Yep.
So Hulk turns up.
Yeah, right.
But he's no. There is another character that turns up other than the Hulk.
Yep.
And then there's some more time. So they're fleshing it out. They're paving the way for some very exciting new.
We've got the new Doomsday tangent of the Avengers coming, so I'm guessing that they'll work it into that.
Yeah, there's a look, that's not in any way part of this film.
Yeah,
there is a little post-credit sequence thing,
but it's like they're setting themselves up for something. I hate the fact that the MCU is coming back. Yeah. Like, I really do.
No, they don't. As far as I can tell, because the way that the Doomsday stuff, where Doomsday is involved in the Avengers, does not have any. There's no thing in the Spider-Man film proper that has in any way.
I get that
connected to that.
I get that, but what I'm saying is the new Avengers Doomsday is coming.
Yeah,
which is in and of itself an extension of the previous Avengers.
Yes,
and Spider-Man was part of that.
Yes,
right. Anyway, I hate the fact that Marvel's coming back. It really is starting to shit me because I'm glad Spider-Man exists, but I don't want more fucking Avengers and Thors and fucking Hulks and I didn't like the last lot.
Did you see Thunderbolts?
No, the new Avengers.
Yeah,
that was the title had the asterisk and it became the new Avengers.
Yeah, which
was the gateway to the new stuff. Yeah. No, I didn't. No. I have no interest.
Because that's interesting because the way the Thunderbolts in the comics started as very similar. All of the superheroes had not died, or no one actually really knew what happened to them. They all just disappeared. Yep. And Baron Zemo, who was a Captain America villain, started a superhero team of basically supervillains.
Yep.
And they were still supervillains under the guise of being superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all got found out, and Hawkeye comes along and then agrees to lead the team, and they become legitimate heroes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that happens in the Thunderbolts movie, though none of the, I guess, technically, what's her name? The other Black Widow is kind of a villain, but not really.
You just gave me the biggest soft on.
Let me get the magic happening. But anyway, I'm not really. Oh, we got so sidetracked. Here, but
I mean, there's a visual component to this. If you're listening to the podcast, you might want to switch it to the video.
Yeah, just watch the audio. Listen to the audio. We're much better in waveform.
We are. I love the fact we put the video out. It's necessary, but I think our show is much better in audio form. Let me just put that out there. We sound better in audio. Yeah.
But
or
anyway,
if you're watching, close your eyes.
Bringing it back to Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah,
it's fantastic.
Okay, cool. I will catch it when it hits streaming.
Definitely worth seeing. I would say definitely worth seeing on the big screen. Actually, there's so many scenes where he is on kind of beams. With the
I get it. I get it.
It does look pretty spectacular.
I'm not big enough fan though that I've got a big enough TV at home. I'll wait, but I understand where you're coming from. Fans will definitely want to catch it at the cinemas.
Yeah,
sweet.
That was tough.
Oh, is that a cut point, is it?
Well, it is now.
Okay, it's Jarret's segment now.
Physical media is very important, kids. One day, maybe the cloud ain't there. How are you going to watch Dogma? being able to hold it in your hand and see the artwork and the posters and have the names, it's it's a real thing.
It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
Oh, I'm not ready. Put my pants on. Down.
When has that ever stopped us from recording? It's that time. It's that time to bring Jarret into it. Hey, mate.
Hey guys, was that
No,
it? Hey mate.
Like I had something in my head to do, and I'm like, nope, we won't do that. So,
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
all
fair
right.
enough.
So here, Jarret to talk about everything coming out on physical media. Well, the highlights that are coming out on physical media over the next month. And this is a favorite part of the show because if you're a collector and a nerd, no one knows the ins and outs of all this shit better than Jarret.
It's true. It's sad that these days I can't afford to buy half of it.
Yeah.
But I keep close tabs on it because one day I know that I'm going to win the Powerball or possibly just come into some money in some way. So if you guys know any sort of underworld connections, some way to make easy money, let me know.
As if we'd give you a hot tip. Like, we're banking on that
You
shit.
guys, yeah, totally. Well, guys, I'm always trying to find a way to squeeze as much into this segment as possible. But what I thought I'd do is I would actually do a top 5 newies and a top 5 oldies.
I like
so that way
this.
we can give each of the titles a bit of a due attention, and we don't have to talk about every Jason Statham film that comes out every month unless it's helmed by Guy Ritchie. So, yeah, keeping it to a top 5 or either. So, top 5 newies, guys. The first one I'm going to start with, and the funny thing with the top 5 newies is more often than not, I'll probably have only seen one of the 5 films, and in this instance, I have literally seen one of the 5 films.
So is this a random 5 or an actual preference 5?
This is top 5 films I'm excited about coming out in the format, and basically, look, I'd give preferential treatment to 4K releases, but in the instance of 2 of these films, they're only getting Blu-rays,
All right.
which is a shame. But the first one I want to mention...
For a second, I thought you were going to say,
Oh, God, no.
DVD.
No, God, no. No, look, if there's a top 5, there's a very, very slim chance a DVD will make it in. It'll have to come out on all formats if DVD's mentioned. And in the instance of the first one, it is coming out on all formats, 4K, Blu-ray, DVD. And it's one I'm really excited to check out. Haven't had an opportunity. I know it's been on digital, but I haven't got around to it as yet. And I figured I'll just wait till I get the physical release in my hands. And it's Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
One I was really excited about to see theatrically, didn't get a chance. And yeah, now it's coming out in physical. I'm really excited to check it out. It's a little bit of a pared down release comparatively with the release of the prior Mortal Kombat movie that came out. This one's only got 6 featurettes on it, and there are marketing featurettes that run for like 3 to 6 minutes. There's nothing special about it. I'm not expecting deleted scenes or audio commentary, but I
wonder if they're holding on to stuff because they will do a trilogy pack when the third one comes because it is designed as this is a middle piece. So
rightly so. Okay, yeah. Because the one thing, my biggest, the thing that annoyed me the most with Mortal Kombat, the original, was it was very much sort of an origin story, and we didn't really get that, tournament kind of fight. It was all leading up to something.
This is
never
all
really got
tournament.
there. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear.
And the third one is
Atmos...
designed. The third one's designed to be the aftermath of the tournament.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, no, well, I'm definitely in for it. I mean, I just got the Arrow release of Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the first 2 adaptations of the Mortal Kombat gaming franchise to cinema. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm looking forward to checking those out one day. That said, yeah, this one's got Atmos on 4K and Blu-ray in addition to those 6 featurettes, so not an amazing release by any stretch, but I'm really excited to check it out. The next one is a film, the only one of the 5 films that I've seen, and it is probably my second favourite film of the year. It was my favourite film of the year, but then I saw Master of the Universe, then I saw Master of the Universe again. Haven't checked it out on streaming yet, but I intend to watch it.
I know
for
what
the
you're
third
gonna
time very
say.
soon. The drama.
Yep.
With one of my least favourite actors, but he was pretty good in this, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, and I thought this film was just amazing. Like, it just was so dark, so funny. I had so much sort of sympathy, I guess, for the characters. I couldn't say I was super empathetic because I don't know what it was like to be so tormented in high school that you would contemplate doing something awful that I won't say because the less you know about this movie going in, the better. But it was a film that took me completely by surprise. The trailer hooked me. And then I saw the film, and I just thought, wow, this is incredible.
like
and
that
it was
they've
good to
gone-
see Robert Pattinson play a normal character.
Well, I
not
like
a
that
Batman or a
they've gone
vampire.
the minimalist approach with the artwork too, which I like.
100%. 100%.
I do want to ask, because we did talk about this when we saw the Odyssey. What's his hair like in this film? Because I find it's a fine line with Pattinson between being teen heartthrob and looking like he belongs in a special school that takes a different bus.
Like his character in The Rover.
Yeah, totally.
That hair.
He's got like the most awkward looking bowl cut in like that his mum did in the Odyssey, and I was like, do they have bowl cuts back in ancient Greek times? I suppose they did, because it's the simplest form of haircut.
He probably looks more like Edward Cullen in this, but on a windy day. Right. I think he looks fairly naturalistic. It's probably the most natural. It's the most natural he's looked, because this film really... It's not even necessarily the way it's lit. It's the way it's portrayed. The characters seem so ordinary. Like, looking at him, he's always held on this sort of, pretty man pedestal sort of thing. And looking at him in this film, he just looks so naturalistic and normal that you kind of go, good. It's refreshing to see people look like they've in a 70s movie as opposed to something from the 90s or later on. But anyway, if you haven't seen the drama, check it out. I think it's great. Sadly, only Blu-ray and DVD locally. The US and the UK are both getting 4Ks, which have Atmos. Admittedly, probably not super necessary on a title like this. But look, if I'm going to buy this film, it's going to be on 4K. So I'll probably wait until I can get it at... Because that's the thing, it's A24 in the US on 4K, and they charge like a wounded bull. So definitely want to check out. The next one's one that I did have all intent purposes to see. In fact, I bought a ticket and I was sitting in the cinema ready to watch it when 20 minutes into the session, the manager comes in and tells us there will be no show today. And that was that. And it's Michael, and that's coming out in all formats. And I heard Glenn talking about it on Good Morning... I was going to say Good Morning Australia, Good Movie Monday. I heard him talking about it, and it was enough for me to go, okay, yes, I need to make the effort to see this theatrically. And we did, Rory was in daycare. We both had essentially an RDO. We made a whole day of it, and then, the cinema ruined it. Anyway, they made up for it by, when I went to see Master Universe again, they presented that beautiful.
Well, as Ben pointed out in that conversation, like, it's not the greatest film narratively speaking as a biopic, but as a spectacle, like recreating those moments, it's pinpoint, I reckon.
That's all I expect. Look, I'm looking for something kind of like a Bohemian Rhapsody, which it was, sort of spectacle and fun.
Yeah, hitting just the marker points.
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely want to see it. I know, obviously he's a contentious character with things, and I grew up with Michael Jackson. I want to see this fantasy version of, the music video version of Michael Jackson we grew up with, not the warts and all. I don't care to see that. The next one is another movie I was really excited to see theatrically. Did not get a chance to see. I think it was in cinemas for 2 weeks. That said, it's probably still playing at Nova. It's the latest David Lowery film, Mother Mary, which the trailer looked exceptional and gave very little away. Didn't manage. It annoys me that I didn't get to see this one, because this is Anne Hathaway, right?
Yeah.
But I did get to see The Devil Wears Prada too. But sometimes you got to take one for the team, and the wife wanted to see that, so we watched it. And look, it was fine. It was a very non-offensive film. It is what it is. Devils Wear Prada.
I haven't seen it, but it looks very Vox Pox, whatever it's called, Vox Lux, the one with Natalie Portman.
Yeah, absolutely, Natalie Portman. Yeah, I agree, definitely. I did actually see that one. Funnily enough, that was pre-Rory, so that's when I made it to the cinema a little more often, or got to watch the things that I bought when I bought things. But yeah, it was a pretty cool film. So yes, that one is coming out Blu-ray and DVD again, only locally. Then the last one I'll mention is one I'm really excited to see. I know it's been on digital and I've been meaning to rent it, watch it. Now it's coming out. I just know that this is a film that I'm going to love. I just have this feeling, partly because Ryan Gosling stars in it, and I do love the Gosling, the Golden Goose Egg. And that is Project Hail Mary. It's coming out 4K, Blu-ray and DVD, all the formats. And I think there's even this insane edition that's been released overseas. Not that I'll probably look to get that. I'll get these days I'm very happy to get the very small version that fits into the collection.
Yeah.
Because, I
believe... Yeah. No, go on.
Oh, no, I was going to say I recently bought a film, it's a film that's been crying out for release for decades, and finally got a release through Red Shirt Pictures in the US, Hunter's Blood. That said, I didn't need the ridiculous edition of it, but it's the only way it was released. You've got to wait for the standard version, and I thought, no, I've waited almost 40 years for this thing, to come from VHS to some other format. I'll just take what I can get, and that's got everything. And I don't need lobby cards and a poster and all the bizzo that goes with it. I just need the disc for that one.
But when Fright Night 2 and
no, I need a ridiculous edition
I'll get
of
those.
that.
I'll get those fancy
Oh,
ones.
I know. And the hardest part is going to be like Trick or Treat, where it was hyper competitive to get it. I had to use like a mail forwarding service in order to get it, and it cost an outrageous amount of money.
I'm having one of those fucking weird moments where I feel like I've just been caught in a vortex, like a time warp or something, because when I accidentally cut you off, how do we go from Project Hail Mary to Hunter's Blood and shit?
Oh, because there's a ridiculous version of Project Hail Mary that's been released, and it does look stunning, and I'm like, I haven't even seen the film. Why do I need a ridiculous version like that? I do really want to check this out, because this has been seemingly like a universally loved film.
What I was going to
Anyone
say
that's
is I do believe that it's the highest selling pre-order of the year.
Wow,
Physical
okay,
media,
that's
so-
good. Because
Yeah,
it
it's
seems
huge.
like everyone feels that it delivers, regardless of whether they read the source material.
I didn't
just
I didn't love it, but I think it's a
Right.
solid movie.
It was pretty good. I don't understand why it would be like. I don't understand people who pre-order like standard editions of things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's coming out. They're not running out. It's a studio film.
No,
You're not going to go into a
that's it.
JB and it's not going to not.
And you're not locking in like the cheapest price, because we all
Yeah.
know what happens is you pay top dollar, then within 3 weeks of release, it's probably going to go into a campaign, 20% off or whatever sale.
You've
and
seen
you
the
could have got it
collectors
cheaper.
groups, they do though.
Yeah, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
understand
no.
it. It makes no sense to me.
The
like it
last
makes
thing
sense
that
if it's limited,
yeah,
1,500
100%.
copies or something.
100%.
100%. You got to get in there quick.
But do you think it's a fact that you do a pre-order ahead of time? It's a nice cheeky surprise in the mail one day.
Oh, I would love to do that this day and age.
But do you think that's why people do it? Because it'll
I
just
think
rock
so,
up and
because it's a
it'll be
little,
like a
little
surprise.
gift to yourself. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. No,
you
I
get
think,
that. You get the little
Dopamine
dopamine. You get the
Hit when
dopamine
it-
hit of the purchase, and then you get it again in
Yep.
3 months' time or 6 months' time when it arrives, and you're like, I forgot I bought this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
great,
no.
and I've bought it again.
I've since watched it and it
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, actually, on that note, like I said, I have pared back buying stuff like ridiculously so
Yeah.
because money's a little bit tighter these days. That said, one of the items I had pre-ordered, I actually ended up pre-ordering twice in 2 different orders, and this is going back a number of months ago. And when they arrived, I thought, oh, bonus, they've sent me 2 of it, because there was 2 separate packages, and they must have screwed up. And then I looked through my emails, like, no, I actually ordered this twice. What an idiot. It was Michael Douglas's and Joel Schumacher classic Falling Down from 1993. And I was like, well, look, you can never have enough copies of Falling Down. So I'm going to hold on to it and use it as trade bait with someone, I think. 'Cause there's just no purpose trying to resell it when it's available. Again, probably a title I could have waited to go into a campaign, because there's probably a very good chance Falling Down wasn't going to sell it, but I wasn't going to chance it.
There you go.
Anyway, so that's all the newies for the month. Now, moving on to the oldies, it's an eclectic bunch of oldies. Some are making their global debut on 4K locally, and others that have been sitting around overseas for quite some time that are finally making it to our shores. First one up, though, is Eyes Wide Shut, that's coming out through Warner. Now, this is the Warner release of Eyes Wide Shut. Obviously, it's had a Criterion release in the US. I have gone to the extent of pulling all my Kubricks on Blu-ray and 4K out of the collection, because obviously that ridiculous Criterion Kubrick collection has been announced.
Yep.
That's it's very expensive. I think it's probably gonna, by the time it comes out and is readily available, it's Criterion. It's not going to go out of print, not for a decade or so. It is still going to cost somewhere like $600 to $800. I think it's going to be very expensive. But it's every Kubrick film plus shorts and archival materials that have been dusted from the dustiest of archives. It's going to be a ridiculous edition. So yes, I've been moving through them. So I'm not super excited about Warner just doing an Eyes Wide Shut release. But look, if you're not going to be in it for the big game, this is probably a very good.
Most people are not going to be in it for that big a game.
No, I know, but I mean, if you like Kubrick, you generally like
What a
Kubrick's
shame that,
work, you know?
that Viavision are releasing their little Kubrick collection
It's
as well.
heartbreaking. I know. I was heartbroken when I
That's
saw
happened a
the
few
announcement because it was just, and like Criterion had only just announced this like 2 or 3 weeks prior. And no doubt they had been hard at work on it. They had no idea that this was happening in the US. Like it just kind of came out of the blue. On that note, though, I have had rumors that Criterion are working on a David Lynch set as well. So I know The Straight Story just got a release locally recently, but if you haven't bought already and you're Lynch mad, maybe hold out because it's going to be probably the first opportunity you're going to be able to get a lot of those films on 4K, like Eraserhead and whatnot.
But then will that include the TV series? Like not only Twin Peaks, but the motel one he did and the other one?
I don't know.
The radio one?
I'm curious. I don't know if it will with Twin Peaks. Obviously, Fire Walk With Me, yes, but I don't know about the series. But I'm curious about the other stuff. We'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, so Eyes Wide Shut coming out. It is a nice steelbook. It's just kind of outrageously priced. It kind of makes me miss the days when Roadshow distributed Warner product, and you might have paid like $50 for a steelbook with 2 discs, not the new pricing structure that's out there. It's pricing people out of the game, I tell you. Next one is a great film, Matilda, directed by Danny DeVito. Love this movie. Now, this was a film that I actually did not see until it came out in 4K. It's been out in 4K in the US for like over 3 years now, and I picked up the 4K from the US because it's one of Danny's favorite childhood films, and I love Danny DeVito not only on screen but behind the camera. Throw Mama from the Train, Death to Smoochie. The guy can do no wrong when it comes to directing, but I'd never seen this film, and when I watched it with her, I was just filled with child wonderment. It was just such a beautiful, magical experience. It's just a fantastic film. So it is good that it's getting a local release, and it's an affordable local release. It's not in a steelbook that's going to set you back a bunch of dollars, which the US one did at the time. There is a commentary track on it that wasn't previously available on any other release that's on the 4K. It's obviously been on the 4K overseas, and the film's in Atmos as well, and did sound fantastic. We watched this before Rory. It was the days when we could listen to Atmos tracks downstairs, not with spatial audio headphones where you're like, oh, the Atmos track sounds wonderful in my ears. How's it sound in your ears, Dars? Anyway.
Hang on, I didn't hear you. Hang on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. I need subtitles for what you're saying to me now. The next one's Talladega Nights. Very expensive release, but that said, look, it is expensive overseas. It's 3 discs, 4K, 2 Blu-rays. It does have the film in Atmos, and it does have the theatrical and uncut versions both on 4K, which is terrific because more often than not, we're seeing so many 4K releases that only have the theatrical cut in 4K, and they haven't prepped the uncut or unrated version of the film on 4K, a la Road Trip in the US, which was heartbreaking.
I have something to say about this one. You go first, Ben.
I was going to say they do that so then they can put out the unrated version in a year's time and double bubble it.
Well, I would have 100%. Thought I never would have thought this would be the kind of movie that gets any kind of special treatment, to be honest with you. But I reckon it's because Christopher Nolan came out and said it's his favorite comedy.
Well, there
I
you go.
reckon that's
Obviously,
why.
he hasn't seen Basketball.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Or Rocket
that's
Man.
crying out for a 4K release. Well, funnily enough, I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson, one of his favourites. Well, I think Step Brothers might be his favourite comedy. But I think this is right up there as well. I think he really enjoys the Adam McKay.
Paul Thomas Anderson came out and said that just the Adam Sandler movies are his biggest pleasure.
There you go. Surely not Grown Ups too, though.
But that's why he put him in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, it makes sense. And look, Against Type, he was fantastic. Anyway, this is a ridiculous release. No new special features on it, but being a 3-disc release...
Did you just shit on Grown Ups too?
Yes, I did.
Oh, mate.
Yes, I did.
Apologise.
Number 3's coming. I don't know if I'll be,
I can't wait.
Hanging to see
Rob Schneider's back.
Yeah. But he's never really left, has he? Because he's always been around. He's always out there saying something about someone. God
well,
bless
maybe
him.
that's why you didn't like part 2, because he wasn't there.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the reason. Les Schneider.
I find this conversation so offensive. Let's move on.
But can we just say how unusual was it that Adam Sandler was the celebrant like at the Taylor Swift and the bearded guy that plays football in the US wedding? I don't know what his name is. That was just something else. I'm like, what is that about? And they're like, oh, people go, oh, but because he was in Happy Gilmore too. And I'm like, so that's the connection, right? Okay, so someone I used to work with back in the day at JB Hi-Fi might be, when we renew our vows or something, I might get them. I used to work with this guy, so he's going to come in and step in and do the ceremony.
And your wedding would be full of faces on sticks and stuff.
Yeah,
like you used to do at JB. Anyway.
Hey,
So,
if that's a thing, I will go and get my celebrant's license. Just to
yeah,
do
well,
it.
there you go. Well, I trust you, Ben. I trust you to do it. I don't know. Anyway, look, if Adam Sandler's volunteering to do it, who am I to say no?
So bizarre.
Anyway, moving on. So there is one last one. No, two last ones that I want to mention. The first being Danger Diabolic, the Mario Bava film's getting
Awesome
re-released by Imprint, but it's in a hard box. It's got a 60-page booklet with it, and the film's presented in 4K. Plus, it's got all of those special features that were exclusive to the Imprint Blu-ray. So they're all in this release. This is definitely one I'm going to upgrade for sure. Like, I mean, it's. I was actually, how weird's this? And this is completely unrelated, but this morning I do a little DJ set of the mornings when Rory has breakfast, and one of the tracks that I threw on was Body Moving by Beastie Boys, and that has that awesome, tribute music video as well. I just made that. And I think there's actually the Body Moving music video was on their previous Imprint Blu-ray, so that's no doubt going to be ported over as well.
Well, that's
cool.
Going back to Danger Diabolic, like the thing about that movie, if you don't know if you're going to like it or what it's about, just look at some still images from the film, and if that doesn't sell you,
I was going to say,
yeah,
what I find with that film though is that I don't particularly like the film.
yeah,
I love looking at it. I can
Yeah,
watch
that's
it with
right.
the volume on.
Right, it's
I don't like
stunning,
the actual narrative part of the film. Like you just like with a lot of Bava films, you're just like, can we just get on with it? But then you turn the volume off and you have it on in the background, and you go, this is a fantastic film.
yeah, that's right.
Magical to look at. Magical. Maybe you need like a Mystery Science 3000 sort of commentary track or something on it. Yeah.
I should just get you guys to do it.
We could do like a impromptu commentary track. Yeah. Or we'll do the Hercules Returns, and we'll just revoice it.
That's true. We'll just talk about something else while it plays in the background.
The last one I want to mention that I'm pretty excited about is the Hatchet collection that's coming out from Umbrella. This is the first time these films have been released on 4K globally, so local exclusive. And not only have they got these films on 4K with accompanying Blu-rays, there are hours and hours of special features on this, archival and a lot of newly commissioned content. There's like a 4-part documentary on there as well. I'm really excited about this release. The only thing that I'm not sure if they ended up changing or not, because there's a bit of backlash. People were initially unhappy because they were going to release it and do it sort of like in 2 fat packs that had parts 1 and 2 in a case and parts 3 and 4 in the other. Then they decided, no, we're going to do individual covers because the people have spoken. They want their individual covers. But for some reason, they decided to switch the art. So the art for 4 was on 3 and the art for 3 was on 4, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then people came out and they were like, no, you've screwed up the art. Can you fix it? And then they took a bit of a stance on it and said, no, this is the design. This is how we want it to be or whatever. And I'm like, come on, like maybe it's a cock up and, you just don't want to.
I was about to say, how does it make sense?
So far from going to press with it, you could get this remedied ASAP.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has been or not, but apparently they're quite adamant about keeping that.
But how does that make sense?
I have no idea.
It's bullshit.
It's such a weird thing. Like, what a weird hill to die on. Yes, we've done the different art for you guys. But we've screwed up 3 and 4. And you're like, what? But this is for the fans, right?
From what I've heard on the down low, that's not the only film where this has happened.
Oh, okay, interesting.
There's something else on its way where they've used the art from a still from 3 and put it on 2.
Oh,
a still from 2 and put it on 3.
Kind of love that though, because it takes me back to the days of renting films at the video store where a scene on the back of the thing was either from a completely unrelated movie or like I think one of the It's Alive had a picture and it was from like It's Alive 2
Don't
or
give
whatever.
them that context. They might run with that.
Or better still, Toxic Avenger that had like on the back when we got the sanitized version, it had the head crushing scene on the back, and I'm like, this isn't in the movie. Where's this scene? And it took years to get that scene.
Look, I've done it. I've done it myself. Where I've gone, where I released a certain that shall go unnamed Frank Sinatra film, and I was like, the artwork for this sucks. I'm going to use the artwork from another Frank Sinatra film.
Was it The Man with the Golden Arm or something like that?
Well, that was the film that I think that was the film we put out, but the artwork was not from that.
From
film.
something else. Okay, no, fair enough.
I was like, it's close.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
It can match. And then I did have at the time a very prominent radio critic call me on the phone and go, "Hey, do you know that?"
I know. I know who it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Don't know.
I died on that hill.
Oh, that's great, Ben. That's great. I look forward to seeing that one turn up at a Savers, and I'm like, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to mention one title before I go. It's one title that was released last month. Did mention it, but I did get a copy of it, and so I thought maybe I'll do due diligence and talk about it briefly. And it is
beautiful.
the Ace Ventura When Nature Calls 4K Collector's Edition with the beautiful lenticular hardcover.
Do you want to know what annoys me a little bit about that? Is the fact it's a different width to the first one.
Oh, what, the box? The hard box itself?
Yeah, it's a bit thicker.
See, I got the US version of Ace Ventura
Yeah.
because it was before they announced they were doing it.
But
so,
it's sort of,
yeah.
they've designed it to be a companion piece, and yet it's
Yeah.
not symmetrical, like it's slightly thicker.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's
well,
just
there
a
we
bit
go.
Thicker-
That's not going to bother
or-
me too much.
like just wider, like the
it's just a bit
slimmer.
wider.
The other one's slimmer.
Well, this is a very tight fit because inside it's got the fold-out poster, the book that's got it's got a
God, I love that
press
movie.
kit,
Yeah.
stills, then the beautiful steel book inside with the metallic finish. I haven't had an opportunity to watch the entire film, but I put it on just to get a look at how good the transfer was. And this is phenomenal. Like, this is like a world-class transfer. Like, who would have thought that they... I mean, it's not an old movie, but it's also a film that you never would have anticipated to look as magnificent as it does on 4K.
Did they get Steve Odenkirk, whatever his name is, did they get him back?
No,
Like, to do anything?
No, there's only one new interview on it, and it's with Ian McNeice, I think.
Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah,
like Ben
Ian
said, they should have
McNeice.
got Bruce Spence back.
I know, and he would have been easily gettable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But yeah, got an interview with Ian McNeice, and there's a video essay on there. Plus, there's a ton of archival stuff. This is the kind of thing I wish that they'd done with the first film, or anyone had done with the first film, because there's so many archival special features for the first one. I think the Germans have put out a really nice set.
Yeah.
So I might have to rebuy number one again. But this is, in terms of the transfer, and yes, in terms of the archival content that's never made it to disc before, it's a fantastic release.
I do want it.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, what is it limited to? Like, that was the surprising thing. It's limited only to 3,000 units, so obviously a standard edition will be along the way at some point in time, because you wouldn't put that much effort into such a incredible restoration from the original camera negative. But world-class release. But yeah, look, it would be great if they did revisit Ace Ventura, but obviously I don't see that happening. Got to hope that Arrow might do it in the UK, given that they did The Mask. So yeah, I don't mind double dipping when it comes to Ace Ventura. It's an exceptional film.
Are you gonna
And
buy
likewise, they
Ace
should do Dumb and Dumber, because Dumb and
Yeah.
Dumber is another one of these movies that has suffered from having an alternate cut released. So the only version in HD is the, I can't remember, whatever, the Dumber cut or whatever, which does take out some of the most memorable scenes from the theatrical and home video releases. So yeah, Dumb and Dumber's crying out for one
Both
these
of those
deluxe
franchises
releases.
have shitty little DTV ones. Like, you got Ace Ventura Jr. and then you got that Dumb and Dumberer.
Yes. Yeah, there's a German trilogy set with 1, 2, and 3, and it does have lots of great special features in terms of the first film, and I am definitely considering buying it. And it does, of course, have Ace Ventura Jr. on it. Yeah, that's right, because the Dumb and Dumber franchise had what was it? Was it
Dumb and Dumberer.
It was Dumb and Dumber. I was trying to remember
There's
what
Dumb and
the
Dumber 2.
the legacy sequel
yeah.
was. That was
that's
Dumb
the third
and
one.
Dumber
That's
2,
the third
wasn't
one.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
when
it's
Harry
TR.
Met Lloyd was the subtitle for that Dumb
Yeah.
and Dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, God help me.
which was great. Like, I mean, it had some primo bikini content. Like, shall
I
we
was going to say, I only saw it the one time, but I don't remember great coming into my head when I watched it. I was like, yeah.
Look, I think you need to watch it the way the filmmakers intended, and by that I mean on an endless loop in a video store. So
I was going to say,
it
I
just
think I got
becomes
a...
so
I got a
familiar that,
preview copy from Roadshow, because I was working at a JB when it came out, and they sent out a preview copy, and it was like a double feature. It was 2 films on it. For the life of me, I can't remember what the other film was, but I did enjoy that other film more than this movie. I can't recall what it was, but God help me.
Something like
But
Monkey Bone.
No, that was Fox. This is Roadshow, man.
Yeah.
No.
yeah, you fucking idiot.
What are you talking about? Check out my neckbeard. You watch out, I'm going to get you around and you're going to shave it for me. Anyway, gentlemen, look, that's it for me for this month. I hope you like the new format. It keeps it a bit tight.
Yes, I do.
And more fun.
Thanks for running it by us first.
Well, I just figured, the element of surprise is always good. I always
love it.
I was like
Drop it
jockeying
live.
for a completely different thing where I go, hey, guess what, guys? This month we're not doing what's coming out. We're going to do Jarret's blind buys, and we're going to go into the closet and I'm going to pick 5 films that I bought God knows when, and I'm going to
watch.
watch them and tell you what they're all about. But I'm thinking I'm definitely going to go through that closet and do the blind buy.
You know what? I had
soon.
hoped that we built a listenership of this segment where they're taking their notes and they're checking off the boxes of
Yeah.
what they're going to buy, but I don't think that's happening. So you can do what the fuck you want with this segment.
Oh, excellent. Well, look out, guys. Next month I might pull a blind buy out there, out of the closet and see what I can come up with. God, there's some stuff in there that I'm like, why did I even think that this was, a good gamble? I look at it and I'm just like, what the fuck?
You should just use it as a promo for your eBay store and say, hey, if you want this, it's going
Yeah,
on.
let me know. Look, here's the cupboard. You let me know what you want. It's all for sale. Anyway, gentlemen, that's it for me for this month. So until next time,
Stay physical.
Stay
physical.
There we go.
All right, Glenn, it's time to talk about inner demons. I know you've got a few. I certainly have my fair share. Mainly, they just tell me to eat junk food, but I guess with some...
I'm going to say it again. Who the fuck chose this one?
Yeah, not me.
I did not enjoy this.
No.
At all.
I actually, to a degree, I kind of just went in a... I didn't have that many.
Neither do I.
That many films.
Just for the sake of a runtime, let's just push through it.
Yeah. I know... I've mentioned it on the show numerous times before that what I really hate in movies, in this modern crop of movies, is the fact that every character is always dealing with some bullshit trauma.
Anxiety.
Just fucking shut up already. Fucking deal with it and move on. It's not everyone else's problem because I don't like it when people make fun of me. Fucking rub some dirt on it and walk it off. And then I remembered that Ursula Dabrowski, an Australian filmmaker from Adelaide, actually made a film called Inner Demons, and it's all about possession. So I was like, I'm just going to talk about kind of possession movies. And
Okay,
stuff.
well, sure. Well, that's an easy out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, yeah, I get to interpret it any way I want, and I'm the host this week, so I get to even more interpret it any way I want.
You can. The first thing that came to my mind... Well, no, it's not the first thing that came to my mind. It's just the first thing I really jotted down because I was thinking real hard about Inner Demons. Do I go in that direction or do I try and get a bit deeper? So I started with The Whale, the one with Brendan Fraser where he plays the obese guy that just eats himself to death. And he's struggling with his inner monologue and his inner demons and his demons being the vice. And so that's a bit more interesting to me is the inner conflict within yourself.
That's more interesting than possession movies.
No, for this subject.
Oh, okay.
The Whale I relate to because I do have an eating problem and, it's just hard to resist everything, and so I'd never let myself get to that point, but at the same time I can see how you
says the man who looks like the child sitting next to his fat dad. Like, you don't know what an eating problem is, my friend.
Mate, you're just big boned.
Yeah. Thanks, Mum. Funnily enough, completely by accident, thanks to a random clip on TikTok, I spent part of today with Ozploitation movies on in the background, but then I took a lovely little break, and I ended up watching What Women Want.
The new or old one?
The original one.
Well, the new one's What Men Want, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't seen that.
We all know what men want.
Are you retarded? Like that needed a movie?
You don't need to watch it.
Like,
answers its own question.
Watch Elven Purple. That's all. That answers that question.
Absolutely. Or American Pie, if you want to be a bit more modern.
Yeah. But I watched What We Want, and your kind of description of what happened with the whale is like I guess he's not dealing with his own inner demons.
Everyone else's.
He's dealing with everyone else's, and it was. I got to tell you,
it's pretty.
Maybe it's got to do with aging and stuff like that. Because I always used to think that the reason that, and this is hot take. The reason that 40-year-old guys still have the hots for 16-year-old girls is because when they started being attracted to women, they were 15, 16, and that's how old the girls were when they were. Yeah, and you just don't change.
Well, you also don't feel like you're getting older.
Well, 100%.
Yeah,
But I found watching What Women Want, I was like, geez, Helen Hunt's quite attractive. And I remember at the time it came out, I was like, Jesus, what an old bag.
Now, yeah.
It's amazing. I wouldn't say that my tastes have changed or matured, but they have. Obviously, they have.
Well, mine have
because
definitely matured,
now I guess, look, as they age, like at the time, you're like, geez, they look old. And now they are old.
Now they're the
and then you're
perfect
like, geez,
age.
they look so young.
They're the
then.
perfect
I was
age
like,
now. That's right.
Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. But what the one that it really came to mind when I was thinking about this was Frailty, funnily enough.
Oh, okay. Yep, it's a good one.
Not just because last week when Kate was here, she pulled it out of the shelf and I was like, it's been a while since I've seen Otis the Axe at work.
Yeah.
I completely forgot Matthew McConaughey was in that film, and it's directed by, I knew it was directed by Bill Paxton,
Yeah.
but I kind of forgot he was also the dad character as well.
Yeah. Such a dark film. Saw it theatrically and it was just traumatizing.
I didn't even know it got a theatrical.
Yeah, I saw it at Knox, I think, Knox Cinemas. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I had a friend of mine, Fergs, put me onto it. Fergs is great because Fergs is the one who introduced me to not only Frailty but also The Orphan, which I wouldn't have watched without him kind of forcing me to watch it.
Who would have thought there's like two Fergs in the orbit of our show?
Yeah.
How weird is that? To that, I've got The Ugly, the New Zealand film about Simon the serial killer that sort of got voices in his own head, and it's one of those split personality type of things, but he's got inner demons.
I was thinking about that too when I was like, we don't really talk about TV anymore, but Dexter is that kind of
The funny thing about The Ugly, it's something that a lot of people revere and they talk about in a really high way, but it's never really had an Aussie release. It's certainly, I don't think, had a Blu-ray or 4K re-release that I'm aware of. But once again, we haven't had it in Australia. So who knows? But
because Aussies have mirrors.
But that movie came to me through one of those. Remember they used to release in video stores 50-minute DVDs about like the top 10 horror films, and it was hosted by someone like Wes Craven or something like that.
Richard Wilkins.
No, it was always a horror person. Yeah. And who was? Oh, I'm trying to think who it was. It was somebody really daggy. Anyway, you can tell that one or two of them were like paid segments.
Yeah,
it's like we're going to throw that one in. Oh, it was Robert Englund. He goes, these are my favorite boogeymen. And he goes, Simon from The Ugly. I'm like, you've never seen The Ugly. But he introduced it to me. But I'm like, they've just told you to put that in there because what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah.
And that's the movie where all of the blood is black. And it's symbolic. It's it's meant to symbolize the fact that we're all machines, and but it's cool because they could put more blood on screen because it was black coming out of people.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Good movie.
Tarantino used that to great effect in Kill Bill.
Yeah, and that's why he went to black and white in half the sequences. Yeah, for sure.
The other one that I kind of thought of, I was wrestling with including He-Man and Mask because that's really what that whole fucking film is about. But Midnight Sun, which is a film that Monster Pictures released back in the day, which was a fantastic film. Now I would say impossible to get your hands on it unless you go to a Cashies. But it is about this guy who basically ends up being sick. All of a sudden, he becomes allergic to the light, and regular food makes him puke, and the only thing he can digest is blood. And he becomes a kind of a vampire. I mean, he has to, but he's, previously I think he was a vegetarian, and he's got all these kind of hang-ups with it. It's a really fantastic film. Relatively low budget. Tracy Walter pops up as a janitor who's pretty funny in it, but
cool.
Definitely worth checking out. I wouldn't even know what streaming platform it's probably on Vimeo and Amazon Prime.
I was going to say Amazon Prime because
Tubi.
Quite a few of the monster releases on Prime.
This one falls in the monster period when it was Monster Pictures was owned by Bounty Entertainment, and so when they split, all those old titles stayed with them. So
who knows?
But they would have put everything on.
It's online
every streaming
somewhere.
platform they could.
They would have.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's both on Tubi, and even though I can guarantee you the license is more than run out, but they would still be exploiting it until someone told them to stop.
So another one I thought of was Freeze Frame, which was a paranoia movie with Lee Evans. Do you remember the comedian Lee Evans?
I do.
It's like he mousetrapping something about Mary, the guy with the crutches. But he was in it. It's a very similar film to The Machinist, the one with Christian Bale, all about a guy that is paranoid about surveillance, government surveillance. And so he lives in this sort of underground lair, if you will, that's covered in monitors as far as you can see. And he's got like hundreds of cameras outside his property, watching everything in the world go by, and he's just a tinfoil kind of conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
But he's battling with the disease in his head that's making him this way, and it's a tour de force performance. And I think it was only shortly after the movie got released that he retired from performing, because he retired entirely.
Yeah, I remember thinking, like, was the thing that's wrong with him in there something about Mary? Because I heard that like that was
No,
wasn't
he
real, it was
retired
like
because he'd made a shit ton of money, and he just wanted to live a fun life with his wife.
yeah, right.
You know, which
Like
I can
a Rick Moranis
I can relate
type,
to that. Like, if you make enough money that you don't have to work again,
Yeah,
and
why work?
live a comfortable life, you don't want to live in excess, then that sounds good to me. You know, but it was a shame because he was a really funny guy, and in this he showed that he was a really amazing dramatic actor as well. I don't know who directed it. I never bothered to look it up before this, but it is great. It's one of the, I think I've got the DVD over there somewhere. I think it was one of those Magna Pacific releases, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right.
From back in the day.
You talking about that made me think of this Roy Schneider. Scheider?
Yep.
I always get these. Is it Schneider?
Scheider. Yep.
Film, and I was trying to look it up while you were talking, and I'm obviously spelling his name so horrendously wrong that it's not coming up on IMDb.
Yeah.
Where he's basically a spy, and he's been in hospital because he's had a breakdown and he's become ultra paranoid. And when he kind of gets out, and they're kind of like, "Yeah, welcome back. You can," and he knows that they're just, he thinks that they want to bump him off because he kind of knows too much.
Yeah.
But is he just paranoid, or are they? And I think the tagline is like, even though you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
It's a bit like the movie Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a screenshot of Lee Evans in it. He goes full method and shaves his eyebrows off and his hair, and
That's quite dangerous. My sister shaved her eyebrows off when she was in
didn't come
high
back?
school, and that was the joke that I told her, and she freaked the fuck out.
hilarious. If you watch, I mentioned it in last week's episode, or maybe off mic, that new documentary about Megalopolis, the Mega Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Shia LaBeouf is in much of that without eyebrows, which is hilarious because his character had no eyebrows.
He's a fucking.
He was the biggest problem that production had, and if you watch the documentary, it's all there for you to see.
I reckon Francis Ford Coppola was probably the biggest problem that.
Well, no, watch it. Watch the interactions it's all documented, and but Shia LaBeouf is always misunderstanding what's required or presuming to know better. And it's like, you've got Francis Ford Coppola sitting in front of you, the guy that made Apocalypse Now, and Shia LaBeouf keeps drawing back to, but what about when Brando did this? And he goes, forget about what Brando did. Like, we're here now. Like, we're making this movie, and this is what I need.
Yeah.
And I know what to avoid. Like,
yeah, just do what I say. But why? I don't understand why you would have. Like, it's by the time that movie came out, Shia LaBeouf wasn't.
No, they go right into all of that. They
okay.
talk about, because he was in his blacklist period when Francis Ford Coppola said, no, come back on. But he does that because he did that with Vincent, the guy that did Victor Slava, who did Jeepers Creepers. He'd been banished. Coppola brought him back. He's done it with a few other people over the years. Like, you're in the naughty list. Well, I'll give you another chance.
Yeah.
Never really works out for them.
Yeah,
but,
ends up regretting it.
Yeah, but that's just what he does. I think he's one of those people who just likes to do stuff for mates. But anyway, or he's just in the naughty club himself.
Yeah. I'm sure he should be.
Yeah, I know that.
Like, I've read Easy Riders, Raging Bulls, and I've seen Hearts of Darkness.
Yep.
He should be in the naughty club. Like, by today's standards, definitely.
Shit.
And all those people who still pat him on the back for The Godfather. You're like, oh, so you can't separate the artist from the art, huh? Yeah. Doesn't stop you from saying Godfather is the greatest film ever made. You fucking hypocrites.
Anyway, that's me done.
Anyway, yeah, that's me done too.
Welcome to Bonehead Weekly Fun Size, and this week we're talking about all the inner demons we have running through us. All the characters, all the people, but mainly just demons that James has running through him. He's such a demon, sometimes his eyes are yellow.
That's actually, it's cirrhosis. I've been meaning to get that checked.
You really should, because you look like a demon. All right, I'm going to go first. Of a movie I actually saw probably a little too young in a theater. It's pretty. It's beautiful. I don't know that, I haven't seen it in a long time. It has some good performances. I don't know that the overall arc of the movie would still hold up. It's been remade. It's directed by Joel Schumacher, Flatliners, where they try to go under and kill themselves, and they bring back literally their inner demons from things that happened to them that they did that was wrong, and their inner demons, their inner demons try to kill them. And everybody but Oliver Platt, Chad's male crush for the rest of his life, him and Louis Guzman, either one of them could sleep with Chad if they only knew.
Right here.
By sleeping, they could raw dog Chad. James.
For those watching us on video, I am wearing a Guzman hoodie.
For those watching and listening, raw dog Chad, please.
You know, I'm going to go with one. I think we watched this together, maybe in Joe's basement, or maybe I'm misremembering. But it was a film that kind of shocked me. I didn't know anything about it going in, and that's Possum.
Oh, good one, James.
You've never seen
Good
Possum. One. Possum is
we did watch that.
About
I recommended it. Yeah,
a disgraced children's puppeteer who has to go back home, and he's carrying guilt and shame and tons of other emotions, and it all manifests in this puppet that he sees that is literally haunting him, and it's because he's not faced all his figurative and, depending on how you want to interpret it, literal inner demons.
And by the way, we're not going to spoil it for you. You should watch Possum just to see the puppet, because it is creepy as hell.
I swear I was so under the influence, it's hard for me to remember certain plot points.
No, me and James were into it. You just said it was boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for mine, I have to go with this one. Again, I feel like it's on the nose, but the way the inner demon is figured out in this movie is phenomenal. I got to go with 2003's Identity.
Oh, I loved Identity. And it's if you've never seen Identity, don't even watch the trailer. Just watch the movie.
Just watch the movie. Sit down, watch it. It's about people stuck at a hotel.
Yeah, with an all-star cast.
Yeah, and it's directed by James Mangold.
Mm-hmm.
So
trying to figure out who's 10 little Indians, who's killing who.
Yeah. I mean, it really does have a who's who, and John Cusack to begin with, who again is one of my favorite actors, Ray Liotta, John Hawkes, Alfred Molina, John C. McGinley, Jake Busey, Rebecca De Mornay, and then we also got to mention Pruitt Taylor Vince, who is also one of my favorite actors of all time. He makes that list quite a bit.
It's a murderer's row, and it has a just don't know anything. Just go into it. Don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Identity.
Yep. This has been Bonehead Weekly. Funsy size. Idiot.
Well, it's that time of the show where we give away some free tickets to the movies. Eclipse Cinema in Collingwood, Melbourne is a boutique cinema that supports Good Movie Monday, and they've got free passes to give away to any session on their calendar whatsoever that takes your fancy. All you got to do is email us. Go to the goodmoviemonday.com, go to the Contact Us tab, and then send an email that way. And just let us know you want tickets. If you're the first person to do so, we will hook you up with Eclipse. They're a fantastic cinema. Like I said, you got to live in Melbourne or be visiting Melbourne, obviously, if you want to go. But you can take your pick of the movies on their calendar. They do private hire for the cinema. They've got VIP memberships. They've got an awesome little candy bar. It's a very, very cool place. We really appreciate their support. Eclipse-cinema.com. All right, Ben. Time for my interview with Melanie Field. She's really rising up the ranks of Hollywood at the moment. She was one of the main cast members in the League of Their Own TV show, one of the main cast members in Heathers, the TV show, and the TV show You, which You has a great viral YouTube moment if you've ever seen it's a news reporter or like a tabloid news reporter talking over satellite to someone else saying like, what's the biggest problem with TV right now? What's the show that you don't like? Blah, blah, blah. And he replies, You?
To the politics and all those woke storylines in so many shows today. You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
Wait, what was on me? What are you talking about? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
Well, what's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We got to get
It's
out
a
of it.
show
I give up.
called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Lowering on Netflix. What are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
I'm moving on to Adele. I can't explain this to you.
Anyway, Home Delivery is the brand new movie. It's a comedy it's bonkers, man. Like, I was texting you while I was watching it going, you're not going to believe the shit that's going on in this film. Check out the cast. You got Joey Pants. I don't want to pronounce his surname because I don't know how it is pronounced.
Pantaleone.
That's it. You got Peter McNichol, the great Peter McNichol. You got Rainn Wilson. You got Jimmy Simpson. You got Leslie Ann Warren, Donald Faison, from Scrubs, and Tracy Thomas, who was recently in Devil Wears Prada 2. She was in Raised back in the day and Looper.
Is she in Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, that's a great question. She was one of the, I want to say, assistants.
Okay.
You've seen it more recently than I have, so I can't quite remember. But
there is a couple of assistants. Like in all, as I mentioned last week, like in all Devil Wears Prada movies, there's a handful of people that walk around and their sole job in the film is to tell Anne Hathaway how anyone would kill for her job. And you're crazy for thinking that Meryl Streep's a problem.
She's immediately recognizable, so you'll know who I'm talking about. But but Melanie Field is the lead in this, and the movie we'll throw to the interview in a second, but it's all about this woman that wants to have a natural birth at home, and for some reason she invites her whole fucking family along, including her estranged father, who is Peter McNichol, who's a hippie that wants to film everything, and it's just antic after antic, and it just gets really offensive and in a good way, and it's uncomfortable, but in a great way, so I'm going to pick Melanie's brain about all of that.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to watch it because, for me, I feel like watching a birth is like seeing how hot dogs are made. This is going to put me off hot dogs. And I like hot dogs.
That's right. And you like punch lasagna too, don't you?
Sure. I love roast beef.
Love a good manwich.
Yeah.
No?
Did you remember the camera?
Yes. Even stopped and got a wide-angle lens so I can get all of you.
There she is. You're so pregnant. Whoa. You felt that?
It's like an alien, right?
Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, God.
Remember your training.
We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it. Mommy's here.
Welcome to the birth of Ellie and Jimmy's child. Your job is to create a calm space, a loving space, a serene, peaceful environment.
You are all toxic to me.
How much of the down there do you want me to film?
Do you really want your father to film your girly parts?
I want to see the head coming out of me.
What?
Isn't there anything that we can do to speed things up?
I always suggest sex. Love puts it in, love gets it out.
Wow. It's showtime, babe.
And cut.
No, Melanie, welcome to the show, I must say. Like, it's great to add your name to the guest list.
I love it. I'm so happy to be here.
I knew very, very little about Home Delivery going into it, I got to admit. All I knew was just looking at the poster, the cast was stacked, and that was enough to get me in. But, man, seriously nuts. Like, this movie is fucking crazy. You're definitely the MVP. There is no doubt about it.
You.
Fantastic performance. But the shit that they have you doing in this movie, were you, like, apprehensive from the outset?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. I mean, I'm like, at the time when they called me about the movie, I'm like, I think it was before I got married. So I'm like living in LA. This is pretty quickly post-COVID. I think we shot it in early 2022 or 2021. I can't remember. And nothing going on, living in this apartment in Glendale with my soon-to-be husband. And I just get this phone call and it's like, hey, do you want to do this movie? And I'm going to send you the details. And I'm like, okay. And it was the cast list really that like, I didn't know Tom, the writer director at all. We're at the same agency. So I think there was a connection there, but I saw the cast list and I was like, am I dreaming? Like, is this a joke? Are you sure they want me to do this movie? And they kind of gave me like a quick, before I could read the script, I got like a quick breakdown of the synopsis and then the character description like really hooked me because I was like, oh my God, I don't think there's ever been a character written more perfectly for me. And so it was like an immediate yes. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll read it. But it's a yes, but let me read it, you know? And I think my reps were like, well, read it first, you know, we'll wait. I'm like, okay, fine. So I just like poured through it. And no, I mean, I was more just excited at the opportunity to do that stuff. I mean, it was hard to visualize, like, how are we going to get there? The pregnant belly, all the thing. But it was an absolute no-brainer for me that I was going to do this movie. And gosh, I'm so glad that I did because I love how it turned out and I loved the experience so much.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like, I don't know what your life is like, but like, it's one of those movies that had me thinking, like, who the fuck are these people? You know, and yet, like, there's stuff in there that I completely identify with at the same time. Some of these characters, like, I know they're in my life. What did you identify with when you were reading it?
You know, I am, God, so much. I come from like a really strong knit family. Mom, dad, sister, brother. I'm the youngest of three. So I definitely identified with the younger sister energy of Ellie.
Yeah.
Also, you know, my sister and I joke all the time that like she's like a normal person. You know, she has like a normal person job. She has a beautiful family and a beautiful life. And then I'm this like crazy person who like lives in LA or moves here or goes here for work or, oh, I'm at this premiere this night for this show that I did and now I'm doing this play in DC. Like I'm just the weirdo, you know what I mean? And it's funny because there's this dynamic that happens with Ellie where I think she like leans into this feeling of being special, but also finds it totally alienating. Like nobody understands her. You know, everyone seems to be on the same page except for her. So I definitely identify with that, like 100%. This feeling of like being the quote special one who's kind of on the outside, who lives a different life that maybe they don't understand, maybe I don't understand them, but there's a lot of love there and a lot like to unpack. So that was like a huge identifying factor for me in Ellie.
100%. You know, I in researching this, I looked at photos of your wedding on the Over the Moon photography website, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, come on.
And it's so unique. It is so unique. But like as a newlywed, like what do you think that added anything to your character as well? Like given that they're in a new relationship, you know, could you identify in that regard?
Well, the wedding is funny because when you're planning a wedding, you're so in it. You just like you see it through such different eyes. And now that you mention that and I'm looking back, I'm like, that was such an Ellie wedding. You know what I mean? Like it was very like, I was not a bridezilla by any means, but I really enjoyed putting that together. I'm a creative, you know? So like the colors and the dress but like in hindsight, as is always the case, I think for anyone who's had a wedding, you look back and you're like, was I really crying over the color of the runners on the table? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I momentarily lost my mind, you know, which is just so Ellie coded. I can't even stand it. So there's a lot of relation there, for sure. It not so much relating to the newlywed part, but you know, I have kids now. I did not have kids then. So I had never been pregnant.
Wow.
I had never experienced what that was like. I certainly had never experienced birth. So that was interesting because I wanted it to feel really realistic and I wanted it to feel lived in without playing sort of the idea of like, oh, a woman in labor. Like, but I had no reference for it other than, you know, honestly, movies, which are people acting like they're pregnant and giving birth, you know, or like some YouTube videos that I checked out. But it's never, you know, those videos, it's never quite as theatrical as you think it would be, you know, like it's not. So I had to kind of find a balance there because I really wanted it to play believably. I mean, of course, slightly heightened given the circumstances and sort of the energy of the movie. But yeah, I just really wanted it to feel real. So that was a huge challenge for sure.
Do you think having the experience with Ellie changed how you approached your own pregnancy? Like, was there any, is she in the back of your mind?
I think I just really, I related to her more than ever when I became pregnant because that idea of, you know, just like the idea of what the birth is going to look like is something that is so universal across the board for most women that I've talked to or read about. This idea that you're going to somehow curate, that it's supposed to be this beautiful, like pure, well executed, curated moment that you're never going to be able to replicate, that's going to change your life forever. That moment of the baby being brought out and placed on your chest, and and because you have a lot of time when you're pregnant and it's kind of your whole world, yeah, you really can very thoughtfully plan out what you hope it to look like. And funny enough, I had no idea then doing the movie that my birth story was going to be so similar, in the sense that nothing went according to plan. Absolutely nothing. It was traumatic. I had twins. My babies came early. They were in the hospital for a long time. I ended up having to have a C-section. Like I could list off. It was high stakes, high complicated. It was not even remotely what I had imagined, hoped, dreamed. And so I retroactively related to Ellie of this sort of loss of that dream, of that idea.
Yeah.
And really understood more than ever why she put in so much effort. What was behind the effort of making it look and feel a specific way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that so much more after doing it myself.
That's really beautiful. And I'm hoping you didn't have anyone there with a camera that had a wide angle lens.
No, absolutely not. No, there were no. That's one thing that I said no with. That Ellie and I are different in that respect. Yeah.
And why is Peter McNichol in the corner? I don't know why.
Yeah, you never know.
Ellie has quite a large character arc, as you're sort of alluding to there. She starts out what I would say is very irritating. I'm thinking designed to be that way, but then becomes completely endearing, in the end. And was the movie shot in sequence, and were you conscious of that arc as you were going?
Sure. It's funny. I know for certain the movie wasn't shot in sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Like exactly in sequence. And forgive me, Tom, if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, it was. And we worked really hard on that. It was a long time ago. I don't remember it being shot in sequence, I'll say.
Yeah.
But yes, I was aware. I was very aware of sort of, it was interesting because she starts the play in a very specific physical state.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of wide open, bright-eyed, ready for this moment. And then I think as her body quite literally goes through birth and she's like physically deteriorating, so is her ability to hold on to the lies and the sobriety and the pretending. And it's almost like she labors that out. And so I did really try to clock that and track that along the way. I think the scene in the foyer where she really kind of like loses her mind and is like going off on her sister was like one of the more difficult ones, but also one of the more satisfying ones, because it really felt like, oh, this is where we get a moment to understand this woman who has probably been like annoying us for most of the beginning of the movie. But we get to get an insight, behind the curtain into why she is the way she is and why she does what she does. So yeah, I mean, I felt that deterioration physically, and I felt it emotionally as well. I think that was helpful, that it kind of went hand in hand with her body, kind of different states of her body.
Yeah, that was a great moment too, you mentioned there, because not only that, it's very clever writing, because we also got to see the other side of the sister and her reasons for being and all that. So that was lovely to watch. I watched this with my wife, and we both absolutely loved it. In stitches, I got to admit. But for me, like, just the cast, like we'll talk about before, like seeing Joey Pants and Peter McNichol on screen together, which I can't believe they've never been in a film together until this point in time. Like, what's it like to work with them? Like, how did they get along?
I mean, swimmingly. This cast was a no drama, no assholes cast. You hear plenty of horror stories, and anytime you get a job, whether it's like theater or this film or TV, you look at the cast list, you hope for the best. You say, does anyone know how are they? Because one person can really, really change the whole energy. And I find, especially in where I am usually coming in as a younger newbie, and specifically in this movie, everybody had such illustrious careers. So I was kind of coming in. You really look to the veterans to set the tone.
Yeah.
and how they do that can change the entire energy of the set, the entire energy of the movie. And so we were beyond lucky to have who we had on that set. There was just no ego. There was just a desire to play, a happiness to be there, an interest in the film, an interest in each other. And that was just, the off-screen dynamics. On screen, are you kidding me? Like, to get to watch them do their thing was just, and to be like, I'm doing it with you.
Yeah,
like,
to
what?
play with them. Amazing.
It was incredible. It was amazing. I don't even know. I think I almost appreciate it more now than I did then. Like, I don't even think I really fully grasped what the hell I was doing there, But now looking back and looking at the movie again, it's like, yeah, we did that thing. And I learned so much just by observing. And I remember, like, when I saw the movie, seeing certain scenes that I wasn't in. So like the one with Peter and Donald in the garage.
Yeah.
And I was just like in stitches, like you said, like cracking up, like, oh my God, this was happening and I wasn't even aware. But it's just so good. Like it's an honor. It's such an amazing opportunity for a young actress to be able to like witness, and they really led by example. And I was so grateful for that, for just that whole dynamic that they fostered.
Did you have any moments where you're acting opposite one of them and you find yourself in your head? Like, I can't believe I'm in this moment.
So yes, I think specifically with Leslie.
Yeah.
Because, and I told her as much. I was like, I'm not going to have any chance. I'm going to have to like tell her because, you've probably being in this movie world and talking to a lot of people, you probably know the question, what's your favorite movie? And I hate that question. I hate what's your favorite anything, because it's like, you just have to answer at that moment, at that time. It's too ultimate. It's too like absolute,
Yep.
And at some point in time, I had been asked that question so many effing times, or it had been like a security question, like to get into an account, what's your favorite movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And I finally realized, you know what? At the end of the day, when I get asked this question, the answer that I give every time is Clue.
Wow. Amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
And it's like, and I think part of it is like, when you get asked that question, you're just so aware, like, that whatever you say is going to be judged immediately. You know what I mean? And so it's like, well, am I supposed to pick something like really highbrow and deep, or like super indie that nobody's ever heard of before? You see those actors on the red carpet that are always naming off movies, and you're like, oh God, I could never. I'm sorry, but like, I've watched it easily 100 times, easily. I've been obsessed with that movie since I was a kid. I started renting it at the local Blockbuster once a week. I had my like couple ones that I would cycle through, but I rented Clue weekly. And from when I was little, and then I still watch it to this day. And if I meet someone, even my husband had never seen it, and I'm like, come, we're watching it. That's a date night. Like, I'm like a Clue stan. I think it is, talk about a cast, talk about a masterclass in ensemble acting. I mean, it's just, and it's funny, and it's dark, and Tim Curry and Leslie. I mean, it is just such a good film. And years before I did Home Delivery, they did a showing of it at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in LA. I was like, no brainer, I'm going. This is my favorite movie of all time. And unbeknownst to me, Leslie was there to do like a small little talk after it was over. And she was like, I think I took pictures on my phone. She's like a football field away, or so it seems, but she's just this like tiny, they have light on her. Anyway, so that's kind of the energy I'm going into Home Delivery with when I see Leslie Ann Warren's name on the list. And I'm like, there's no way I can't just, and I'm thinking she's probably so sick of hearing this. She's probably like, da-da-da. And I was just like, I just have to be honest with you. Like, Clue's my favorite movie. It has been since I was a kid. I've seen it 100 times. You're amazing. You're brilliant. I can't believe I'm sharing the stage with you. So she, of all, I think was the one where I would have moments, where she's like caressing my face or feeding me the castor oil. And I'm just like, how did I get here? Like, what the fuck is going on? Awesome. It was just a highlight for sure. And such a full circle moment for me. And, yeah, just really, really special.
That's a great comparable movie too, because it's all one location, massive ensemble. Like, you know, you're almost you could have acted out Clue with her.
We could. Oh my God, I would have given anything. And yeah, just every single actor in that. Just, I mean, what an ensemble! What an ensemble!
So, I mean, I'm glad you all got along, because the next question I got sort of relates to that. Like, the scene that absolutely killed me, had my wife in stitches, is undeniably the nipple squeezing scene. Like, how the hell do you prep for that? Like, how much intimacy coordination is involved? That's not something you see every day. You'd think, oh, they're faking it, but like, he was right in there.
Yeah. We did have an intimacy coordinator. We were really well supported. Donald is, I mean, a wonderful, wonderful human being and great actor and extremely respectful and understands comedy in such an incredible way. I learned a lot from him. And we immediately, you know, and this is not always the case, but we immediately just had great chemistry, great banter. Like, I felt really good with him. In fact, I think one of the first things I did with him was the photo shoot for that nude photo.
Yeah.
I think that was even before we started shooting.
Yeah, the one in
so
the hallway.
that was like
that
was like our first day together, you know. And of course they cheated things. I wasn't totally nude, but like, you know, we were not in a lot of clothing that day. And it was just easy. He just made me feel really safe. And I hope he would say the same for me. So having established that dynamic and that trust and that safety, for me, it was actually remarkably easy because, you know, they call action, and I'm by no means a method actor. I'm always aware that I'm Melanie, you know, and I'm always thinking, okay, to some extent you're thinking, oh shoot, I think I'm out of the camera lens, or oh shoot, I bent down too far. They told me not to do that last time. You know, you always have that voice going.
Yeah.
But I think that's the voice back here, and the voice that's forward is the character.
Yeah.
And so in those moments, I just really felt like I am a woman who wants this to go a certain way, and this is what I need. And he is supportive, and he is here, and this is what we're doing. And it helps that I am kind of in my life. I think my family would describe me as like someone who has no shame. Like, I'm just very open. I'm not weird about nudity. I'm not, my mother always says, like, I came out of the womb without like a shred of modesty. Like, I'm just, I'm not, that's just not my way. I'm private, and I can be protective of certain things, but I just think in that scenario, I didn't feel overexposed, and I felt really well supported. And I mean, the funniest part was just like, you know, looking up at the other cast members who maybe weren't on camera at that time, and kind of seeing their reactions was fun and hard. But no, I mean, it really was not difficult. It really wasn't. I think a lot of that is Donald.
You are sort of, you're playing it for laughs at the same time as well, because, you know, this is a comedy. So like, I would have been fascinated to see their reactions to the first take of that, at least. You know?
Yeah. We had a lot of, I'm sure Tom has a great like amalgamation of outtakes, because we had a lot of laughter on that set for sure.
I'd love to see
we were like consistently just like impressed and thrown off by each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Go on.
Oh,
sorry. I was gonna say, the scene I remember the most with us being like finding it impossible to get through and like cry laughing was the scene where we're watching the home movies, and that was all Peter's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, we could not keep it together. I remember that vividly. And you know, once someone laughs and you catch the giggles, it's like you're screwed. So I have very fond memories of that.
And a fantastic plot twist in that.
Yes, I know. Oh my God.
Massive compliments to the costume department, because I couldn't tell whether your stomach was pregnant or like if you were really pregnant or wearing a fake belly. Was that uncomfortable to lug around?
Yeah, so whenever I had like full clothing on, it was sort of one of those wrap around like Velcro bellies. It was a lot bigger than I expected it to be. And we kept joking. We kept going, oh my God, she must be having twins, which is so funny because I then later was pregnant with twins and my belly was nowhere near that big. But it worked. And then for the scenes where the belly was really exposed, they did do a full prosthetic belly, which, that was a little bit more uncomfortable simply because I couldn't take it off.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of prep. So it was like maybe, I don't remember exact time frame, but I remember being in my trailer for a long time while this wonderful FX person glued it to me and then hand airbrush painted it. And I will never forget the smell of alcohol because I guess they mixed the paint with rubbing alcohol. So we had like the door open and the vents going, but I just remember that the smell of the rubbing alcohol is like my main memory from that process. But then once it was on, and I wore it all day, and it was remarkably light, which I
Okay.
think was it was actually lighter than the strap-on belly was.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. But it was really just like figuring out how to bend over and how to get comfortable on lunch break and things like that.
Yeah.
But I got used to it. And it ended up being really helpful when it was like something I couldn't take off because that's Ellie, she's stuck there too. So
Yeah, 100%. Look, I'm not going to keep you for much longer, but I do want to sort of wind things up with some general movie-related questions. Well, the first one's more...
These kinds of questions that I hate.
No,
right?
no,
Like,
no.
What's your favorite movie?
I've struck that one off the list, eh?
Okay,
good.
good.
I know what it is.
Because it's panic-inducing.
Yeah. Just for the benefit of like people listening who might not know your work as well as I do, you've done some great stuff in such a short amount of time, I feel, as well.
Yeah.
Like League of Their Own, Heathers, The Alienist, You. Was there a moment in your career where you stopped and thought, I'm doing it. Like I'm actually doing what I set out to achieve? Maybe you haven't achieved what you set out to achieve.
Yeah, I'd like to think I haven't, but at the same time, I am definitely someone who, and it sounds cliche, but I have kind of tried to discipline myself to do the stop and smell the roses kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because it really does go by so fast, especially, these 3, 4, 5, 6 month TV shoots where it becomes a grind. It's another day out in the heat trying to record this baseball scene and everyone's hot and we're in Pittsburgh and it's just so easy and actually for some reason so tempting to just live in the complaints of it all. I can't believe it's 4 a.m. and I'm tired and I have done my fair share of that. Sometimes warranted, sometimes being overdramatic. But I have definitely tried to make it a practice to do the stop and smell the roses thing. And luckily, I have a partner who was not with me for all of those shows that you listed off, but for many of them. And he's a civilian. He is a non-actor, non-creative in that sense. And he really helps ground me in that because he sometimes will say, God, it's so cool what you're doing. And I have to take a step back and be like, wow, it really is so cool what I'm doing. You're right. Like, it's just harder to grasp that or to think about that when you're in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had many moments like that. I mean, Home Delivery was one with that cast. I think that was a moment of how the hell did I get here and why am I here? And a little bit of imposter syndrome in the beginning of like, do I deserve to be here? Do I belong here? Definitely had a moment there. There was a couple moments in The Alienist specifically because I was in Budapest shooting that film or that movie. Oh my God, that TV show.
Yep.
I think it was like 5 months, maybe 6 months in Budapest alone, living by myself, working, but not working every day by any means. So it was just like, I'm alone in a foreign country doing a television. Like it was crazy, and I had a lot of moments like that where it's funny, not to be like too poetic, but I'm doing a musical right now in DC and it's Merrily We Roll Along, Stephen Sondheim musical. And one of the main little sort of phrases that comes up over and over again in the musical is, how did you get to be here? It's like a sung thing. And the amount of times that I have said that to myself in my life, how did you get to be here? Like, how did you get here? What? And it's great because it gives you an opportunity to really like look back and reflect and be like, oh yeah, every little decision and choice I made in my life or push that I got from my parents or, chance that this person took on me has just slowly, created this trajectory in this career. And it's just a moment to be grateful and to just not always be thinking ahead what's next, but to have those moments of like, look what I've done and look how I got here,
Yeah, 100%. And like it's resonating around the world too. Like, I don't know if your publicist told you this, but like I requested an interview with you. You weren't sort of on a list for me to pick from. Like, I'm like, no, I'd love to chat with her because I just, I just love your presence on screen.
Thank you.
And what you
Thank
bring.
you. That means so much.
So I'm going to strike the last question off the list because it was, what was your favorite movie growing up?
But we already covered that,
We
right?
covered that. All right. So I'm going to finish with going back. Can you recall a movie, a TV show, or an actor that made you want to become an actress?
So my gateway into becoming an actress was not movies or television. It was musical theater.
Yes.
So, and it's very crazy and full circle that we're having this conversation, and specifically this question while I am doing a Stephen Sondheim musical, because I think Stephen Sondheim might have been my first love, like artistic love.
Yes.
I got exposed to musical theater at a really young age. My dad's a huge nerd. He loves musical theater. He loves all of it. I did my first musical at 15. It was Les Mis, the school version, which I'll let you fill in the blanks there. But
it's like an episode of Modern Family.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I got bit by the bug. And I always joke and say there is no drug more addicting or intoxicating to a teenage kid than High School Musical theater.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
Yep.
And I just got hooked. I mean, hooked. And so when I really started to be like, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is like what I'm obsessed with, and my parents were super supportive, thank God, because a lot of people aren't. I had this voice teacher who really exposed me to a massive repertoire of composers and lyricists, and Sondheim being one of them. And so I think like for the beginning of that sort of, why do I want to tell stories, and why am I obsessed with words, and why am I obsessed with the psyche of these characters? Like it really came from him. It really came from his musicals, which are, obviously regarded now, as some of the best, but he was like weird when he was writing them. Like people were like, this is a weird melody and we can't really hum it. And he was really doing something that was not always appreciated at the time. So it's very cool that like this 15-year-old girl was like, oh, hell yeah. This is what I'm talking about. He spoke to something in me really deep.
Yeah.
And so I think that was my gateway. I think that was my way into just storytelling. Like, what is it like to inhabit a character and to go after what they want? And in this case, it happens to be through music, but it just was something that I knew right away. That was what I was supposed to be doing.
Fantastic. I hope you get an opportunity to do a big Hollywood musical as well.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be
La
so
La Land
awesome.
point two.
Yeah. Absolutely. Look, I appreciate your time so much. Like, it's been a pleasure. It's such a delight chatting with you.
Same.
Thank you so much. And good luck with the musical you're doing now and whatever is ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope audiences out there really love the movie as much as I do and we do. It was a blast, and I'm excited to share it. So.
All right, Glenn, top 5 Ozploitation movies.
Hang on,
We're almost
at the end of the show. This is the last part of the show, right?
Yep.
I haven't had a chance yet to say, and on that bombshell.
So
I just don't have the booming voice.
Do you want to rewind it? And,
No.
And kick it off? With,
having now done it, I don't desire to do it again. No.
And on that bombshell.
Oh my God! Oh, you just made me tingle where I didn't think I could. That sounds so manly.
Are you sure you're not pregnant? Is that one of your weird cravings? Pickles and me saying it on that bombshell?
I'm like a cat in heat. I hear your voice and I just... Okay, anyway.
It really upset me when I saw a porn star talking about how when they fake an orgasm, now they do that as well. And you're like, that was how I used to think. No, it's definitely real because they're... God damn it. Is nothing sacred?
Nah.
Fake. Thanks, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Top 5 Ozploitation movies. Fantastic. This is a great subject.
It's a great subject, but I've, as I am always want to do, have kind of gone on a slightly different tact.
Okay.
Because I thought, if we do this legitimately, our movies will probably be the same.
Okay.
So I've decided to do top 5 underseen, or not as well known Ozploitation movies that you should check out.
Makes sense. I guess like to a lot of the world like that listen to this show, they're all kind of obscure and underseen. But no, I get where you're coming from. And look, you have a little bit of an advantage. I guess we in general have a slight advantage because friend of yours, associate of the show, is like the godfather of Ozploitation knowledge.
The man who coined the phrase.
Mark Hartley's documentary kicked off this whole fascination with it. It was actually Quentin Tarantino that coined the phrase. He called it Ozploitation.
He called it Ozploitation, and Mark was the one who said
Sounds better if it's Ozploitation, mate.
Mark fixed it.
Yeah, that's right. So I believe you've even picked his brain a little bit over this.
I did. We had a chat, and we.
Well, there was a discussion about the parameters of what is Ozploitation.
What counts? Because I was like, at first when we were talking about this, I was like, I'm just gonna, it'll just be my favorite Australian films, like The Club and Coolangatta Gold. You're like, hang on, no, they're not Ozploitation.
Yeah,
they're just Oz.
According to Umbrella, they're sunburnt screen titles.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't trust anything Umbrella says. I'd take that with a grain of salt.
No, but for example, we were having a conversation about like certain movies, and I brought up Summerfield, and I said, look, I don't know if it's Ozploitation, and I said it probably could be because I said to you it's got like a thriller component, but I don't know if I would classify it. You got confirmation.
It 100% is in. It's
from
in.
Mark. Yep. Okay, I'll accept that.
It's in.
But there are others. I'm going to start before we get to the top 5. A couple of honourable mentions that probably are Ozploitation, but I don't really class them as such.
Okay.
One would be Frog Dreaming, because that even got released, I think, with the Ozploitation label on it.
On DVD.
And it's I don't know if it's in the documentary or part of the special features.
Well, look, I would say that it is because it's got that, which you're not really allowed to do anymore, but the mystic Aboriginal.
Yeah.
It has that. And that is what they're exploiting is the Aboriginal culture.
No,
and the horror
I can get why it would be included. It's just in my mind, it's a bit too on the other side of the line for Ozploitation.
I'm saying in my mind it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So that one, and the other one was Sidecar Races, which it's very exploitative, like because it is full of tits and fucking sex and
cars.
They're not cars; they're motorbikes with sidecars on them.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic film. It's got stuff in it that you could never ever do anymore, which I guess half of these do.
Yeah.
But that too, I'm like, is it Ozploitation? I guess it is, but I'm sure if Mark's listening to this, he'd be sitting there fucking going, of course it fucking is.
Yeah, I think it was on his list.
Yep.
It's definitely on the Wikipedia page list, but the Wikipedia page list is
flimsy.
Like let's just say controversial.
Yeah, okay, cool. And the other one which I concede is, but some might not consider it, is BMX Bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like an exploitation movie, but it's also quite a safe movie.
And look, I guess with some of it too, it's what is being exploited. Like it is, sex, nudity, but is it the Aussiness?
Yeah.
Because really, should not the Aussiness be the main ingredient for an Ozploitation film? Like you watch The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Mark about this, and he made the point that movie is made solely for Australians.
Yeah.
Because if you're like a Yank or a Pom watching it, it's virtually undecipherable what he's saying. Right. And there's even a joke
and offensive to no end.
And offensive, yeah. But where he needs to go use the toilet and they have no idea what is
Cry Ruth.
Yeah. It's like was it Water the Porcelain? Don't come the raw prawn with me. It's fantastic.
Great stuff.
Like that is 100%. The Australianness is what's being exploited.
So
in that
with
film.
BMX Bandits, maybe they're just exploiting the children.
And Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, we don't know what the child work laws were then.
Yeah.
They were kept up past their bedtime. Well, we know when we spoke to Tamsin West from Frog Dreaming, they were kept up way past their bedtime.
Yeah.
How exploitative. There we go. That's why Frog Dreaming's in there.
Yeah.
And she smokes. She smokes.
They exploited the child labour laws.
Yes. All right, let's do this.
All right.
How are we going to do it?
You kick things off with.
So we're going to bounce one between?
Why don't you just do your list and then I'll do mine because I think they're going to be quite different.
Okay. Can you have a guess of one or two that might be in there?
For you, I would say Mad Max is going to be in there.
Yes.
I would say the fucking one that Jamie remade.
Long Weekend?
Long Weekend is going to be in there.
Yes.
This
guy knows me.
Would Razorback be in there?
No.
No?
No.
Road Games?
Nope. And these are obviously all of these are favorites.
What's his name? Of course, Wake in Fright.
Nope.
Ooh.
Okay, so let me go from number 5 to number 1.
Yeah, let's do
Number 5, I've got Inn of the Damned.
Okay.
Love that movie. If you watch it, I think it was 1974. The parallels between it and Texas Chainsaw Massacre are quite obvious.
Pronounced.
This kind of came first, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think this went into production beforehand. And they couldn't have known about each other at the time.
Yep.
Well, this certainly couldn't have known. Well, no, Toby Hooper couldn't have known about Australia making this little fucking movie.
Yeah.
Number 4 would be Long Weekend. I think it's wonderful. Of all the Everett DeRoche movies, I think it's probably my favourite of his.
Second after Storm Warning, but yeah.
Storm Warning is a banger. But like, yeah, there's something about it. I don't care if it's political or not, but it is like a commentary on man versus nature and how we're ignoring the environment and tramping all over it, and it just gets its own.
It's funny how I'm okay with with movies dealing with that in the 70s and 80s, but when they're now, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Well, I mean, have you watched this recently? Because you probably would. For John Hargrave, you would think you'd go fuck yourself. Number 3, I've got Money Movers.
Yeah,
I love Money Movers so much. And
what's his name died? I'm surprised you didn't mention that at the start of the show.
Terrence Donovan. I think that was 2 weeks ago. So we should have mentioned it at some point. Money Movers I love, and I've always loved. I have 2 connections to this one. Well, one connection and one story. When I was a kid, my next door neighbor, his father was the head of the armed robbery squad.
Right.
And he had a copy of this in the garage, right? And we found it. So my introduction to this was that really scary cover of the VHS with the mask on.
Yep.
And then on the back, you can see a guy getting his toes clipped with a toe cutter, a bolt cutter.
Yeah.
Like that scared me. But then underneath this VHS was a pile of paperwork. And it's all photographs from crime scenes. Like, this guy just took his work home with him. And, like, we were kids going through all this fucking...
How the fuck did they find out about this?
Because you remember in the 80s, like, bank robberies were a big thing. They used to have to put, like, a ban on motorbike helmets on bank windows and, you know, stuff like that. So that was my first connection with Money Movers. And then when I was in my early teens, I got to watch it properly for the first time. And then I revisited with my wife. And at that point in time, she was working for Armour Guard. So she knew the stories that this was based on, and things had happened similarly since. She was even on the scene for one of these armed robberies, and she had to do witness statements and all that kind of stuff. She's watching it, like, and she could say, that's accurate, that wouldn't happen, that's accurate. Like, and I got an inside sort of glimpse into this world, which was fascinating to me. So Money Movers, fantastic movie.
And was that number 3?
Yep. Number 2 is The Cars That Ate Paris.
I just got the 4K for that, but I have not seen it.
Jealous. I could watch that movie any day of the week. It's just, if it wasn't for my number 1, that'd be like just the ultimate Aussie exploitation film. Mad Max, number 1. And it's just because that original Mad Max, I think, is the best of all of them. Maybe not the best of all of them technically, but it's just like it's the one I go to the most. If anyone said to me, hey, do you want to come over and watch a Mad Max film? It'd be like, okay, let's do the first one.
Right.
It's just the easiest to watch. It's got the most heart. You know, it's just where it all began. So that is my top 5.
It's the one with Goose.
It is. I've got plenty of honourable mentions, obviously, but let's do yours.
Okay, so I'm going to start with one that we've talked about on the show quite a bit. It's just come up all the time, and I worked on it recently for Umbrella when they released their Ozploitation Rarities box set, I think Volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
Empty Beach with Brian Brown.
Yep.
Anna Maria Monticelli. Ray Barrett pops up. Belinda Giblin. John Wood, Nick Tate. John Wood is great in it.
This is the fun thing about these Ozploitation movies is just watching all the actors that have become something in the recently. Can't get my words out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if you're into The Bill, if you're into British like BBC dramas and stuff. Like, you just every episode of The Bill, you're like, it's what's his name from. David Tennant's in this one.
Yeah, I'm full of what's his names. Like that's the best way to put it. In fact, I know we'll let you go through your list and I'll keep going. I got stuff to say.
Empty Beach at number 5. Fantastic private detective movie set in the Cross and at Bondi.
Mm-hmm.
The Cross and Bondi that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yep.
I think it was starting to disappear around the time of Two Hands. Number 4 is a film, and actually I brought in the VHS.
He's got a
with
sample.
Me. It should actually be higher, I guess, but it is Touch and Go.
Oh, give us a look.
Which is it's a phenomenal film.
Yep.
It It stars
Wendy Hughes, John English.
Stars, Wendy Hughes, Chantal Conturi, Liddy Clark, who I got a chance to interview, Carmen Duncan. They're all these women who are like, they're kind of fairly well-to-do suburban kind of housewives and business women and stuff like that who are trying to raise money for charity. So they become kind of high-tech thieves, bank robbers.
Yep.
And what I love it, John English is in this. And John English is just the idiot eye candy gardener who has nothing to do with the film really at all. But the other art, this artwork is a bit
average.
Average. But the exploitation artwork for this is phenomenal. Cool. It makes it look like Andy Sidara's film.
Wendy Hughes was in that sidecar races as well. Like, I love early years Wendy Hughes. Like,
she's in. No, we haven't mentioned it, and I doubt that it was going to be in your honourable mention. Yeah. But she's great in Peterson.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not.
Very good in Peterson. And this what there's also has it. Roger Ward is the because they're all actually like experts in martial arts and stuff like that. And Roger Ward is the guy at the community centre teaching women's self-defense, and they just beat the shit out of him, which is hilarious. But also it has a banger, the opening track, which is John English doing a song called Touch and Go, which the version that's in the film only ever came out on a plexi disc.
Right.
John English then, when the version that he released on his album is like a rocked up version of it.
Yeah, cool.
Which is, in my opinion, nowhere near as good as the one that comes in that plays in the beginning of the film. And it's just a shame that you can't really rip it from the film because it's all played while you're inside a car in that point of view, and you can hear all the other cars and the horns honking and stuff like that. And it's like it kind of, so you can't just grab the song from the film, which is a shame. But I was trying to get Umbrella to do this for
ages.
For years, unfortunately. Mark Hartley was the one who was like, there's much better films that we could be doing, restoring than Touch and Go.
Wait till they run out of stuff.
I disagree, Mark. I disagree. Number 3 is Ray Bosley's Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em.
Of course.
It's a fantastic film. It only goes for 50 minutes, but definitely worth checking out. We released it on DVD, but it's up on YouTube.
I was at the screening.
If you want to see Touch and Go, it is on YouTube.
Of course.
That's probably the only place to see it.
One of my greatest joys in life is when I'm on leave or have time off, I go onto YouTube and look for old, forgotten Aussie films. And for a moment in time there was this YouTube channel uploading everything that you've never heard of Aussie.
Yeah.
And I got yanked after about a month. I was spewing. Like, I just wish I'd binged as much as I could. But, Cool.
Number 2 for me is Desolation Angels, which was also known as Fair Game.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Fair Game. It's a fantastic Ozploitation film.
Yeah, it is.
But this one is about 3 schoolgirls who go on a weekend getaway to this remote seaside town where they are terrorized by 2 panel vans with tinted windows.
Amazing.
And there's also a little kind of a heist B story with another woman on the that's in the.
It's one of the ones I haven't seen, so
Holiday House.
That is what I'm going to be doing.
Definitely worth the watch. It's directed by Chris Fitchett, but co-written by Fitchett and Ellery Ryan, who would go on to become Mark Joffa's DOP and do things like Spotswood.
Yep.
All the way up to the Matchmaker. Cozzy.
Yeah.
All his films and a bunch of others as well.
Cool.
And number 1 is Goodbye Paradise.
Of course it is.
Fuck, that's a good film. It's I just love movies about drunk private detectives. And what I really love about Goodbye Paradise is that in the third act, it just goes fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like the plot twist is so inconceivable and so outrageous. That it literally shocked me when it happened.
I pulled in the planning for this episode. I pulled out those box sets that's part of. Didn't get to that one, but I need to watch it again soon. But my favorite from those boxes is probably Lady Stays Dead. It's just nasty. It's a really nasty movie, but I do love it.
I did end up watching like Nightmares.
Yeah, I pulled that out last night, and I ended up watching Patrick instead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're all great in their ways, and Patrick is a far superior film to Nightmares.
Yeah, for sure.
Nightmares, like as a young, fully haired Gary Sweet is in Nightmares.
I know.
But the problem with Nightmares is the lead actress is pretty ordinary, but the horror, the slasher killings are really full on and great.
Of the Ozploitation boom, like that was the most interesting era, like Snapshot as well.
Yeah.
Patrick to some extent. They're tapping into a very Hitchcockian kind of thing. Oh,
Pardon me.
Bless you. They're tapping into a Hitchcockian kind of thing. Yeah. Crosstalk is another one. I love that.
But what I like, it's Hitchcock with the gloves off. Like they're all extremely violent.
Yeah, for sure. But that's kind of I think what got Richard Franklin the gig with Psycho 2. Like he's got the sensibility, but he's also tapping into that new slasher kind of thing that's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great film. Great film. We up to honorable mentions yet?
Yeah, that's mine.
Fortress has to be one of them. Also,
which I always thought was a TV movie.
It was a TV movie, but I feel like it got theatrical release at some point in time. It was Everett D. Roche wrote it.
Yep.
It's a Crawford's production.
Stars Rachel Ward.
But it's just mental, absolutely mental. I love that one. Death Cheaters.
Which I still haven't seen. I have seen Stunt Rock, which is phenomenal as well.
That is great.
Although that is, and I didn't really realize it until I was talking to Mark about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I remember watching it the first time, and I reckon I got about an hour into it, and I called up Brian Trenchard-Smith, and I was like, I'm an hour into Stunt Rock, and there's no sign of a plot. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, he's 100% correct. Like, there is no, like, and there's not even like a 3-act structure. It's just Graham Page is gone to America to help his cousin who's in a band called Sorcery, who I think are really fucking good, and then randomly just do stunts on a movie with some...
it's a weird psychedelic art
Dutch
film.
actress.
It's like an art film. It is bizarre. I love it. It's like when you watch Pandemonium. Like it's the same deal. It's like this makes no fucking sense.
Just Pandemonium has a lot more tits in it. I don't think there's any tits in Stunt Rock, unfortunately.
But Death Cheaters, like it's worth it alone just for the Dune buggy stuff.
Well, there's half of the stunts from Death Cheaters is in.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they padded it out by going, I remember this one time where I did this Dune buggy stunt, and then it just cuts to
Death Cheaters is almost like a montage movie anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's great. Of course, you're going to say, hopefully, The Man from Hong Kong.
I was about to say the very racist line that is my favourite line from that film. But with James Bond in it.
Oh my goodness.
As the villain.
You've blown it all sky high.
Yeah, what a banger of a theme song.
Just incredible.
Roger Ward once again.
Yep.
Gets kicked in the nuts by Jimmy Wang Yu, who came over from Hong Kong. I also, speaking of the kind of Asian influence in Ozploitation movies, but Day of the Panther and Strike of the Panther.
Yeah, Brian again.
Yep. 2 films I loved. Does it bother you that he's actually English?
No.
Like one of the biggest names in Ozploitation is actually
Ted Kotcheff was Canadian.
Yeah.
Did Wake in Fright. It doesn't bother me. I kind of like it when Nicholas Roeg, who did Walkabout, is British.
Yeah.
We
didn't mention Walkabout.
Yeah, I like it when these international filmmakers come to Australia and they sort of tell our stories from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
I think you can expose more. Werner Herzog did it with the Green Ants or whatever it's called. I do like that.
Well, like Aguirre, Wrath of God and stuff like that, they're all like, none of them are actually like set in Germany or anything.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of international filmmakers that go to America and make movies.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But the one thing I do love about Ozploitation movies, probably more than anything, is the international guests they will get in to headline a movie. Quite often they came without any idea of what they were getting themselves into. Obviously, Dennis Hopper being a classic. Henry Silva being lifted in that helicopter. Like, there's some great stuff.
Yeah, in Thirst. I mean, David Hemmings was in a bunch. And even, like we talked about it last week, Dead Kids, which they shot in New Zealand because there was no... there were no union rules, so they imported all of the cast except for like one New Zealand actress, and I was like, but why is it considered an Ozploitation movie? Because we paid for it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that's how it works. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter where you shoot.
Yep.
It's who coughs up the cash.
Well, quite often you'll see You'd see a list of like Australia, New Zealand films, and Map of the Human Heart comes up, which is like a film shot in Canada.
Yeah.
Like and Black Robe comes up because it's Bruce Beresford and financed half in Australia.
In Australia, maybe the post-production was done here through, a grant from the South Australian Film Corporation or something. And all of these movies are they're all 10BA films, which means their financiers got 110% back from the government. A lovely little tax break.
Sticking with Brian just for a moment, Dead End Driving has to be noted. Brilliant.
I would say I was probably the one I've seen the most.
Yeah, it's so good.
Out of all of them.
I don't know why, but the cover of that, the poster, the original poster used to scare me as a kid. And I think it's because it was always not far away from Blood Diner.
Blood Diner, yeah.
And they kind of had a
100%.
similar kind of thing going about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the big thing about that for me was that Natalia, I always think it was Natalia McCurry, but it may have just been Natalie McCurry, who's like the girlfriend in Dead End Driving. She gets her tits out.
Yeah.
And she was also happened to be, I knew him as the girl from Chances.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And she was literally her and Kathy Goldbold are the only women in Chances who did not get naked. And I'm like, hang on a second. If she got naked in Dead End Driving, why is she saying no to get them out?
That might answer your question, the experience. But
I want it to be in a film.
Thank you for name dropping Kathy Goldbold. Boy, did I have a crush on her.
Yeah.
Whew. I think I had her poster above my bed.
Oh.
It would have been from like a Woman's Day magazine, like a spread, or Smash Hits or something like that, and I've just taken it out. And
it's weirdly water damaged.
You've seen Happiness. You know how Philip Seymour Hoffman puts posters on the wall?
Yeah.
You can use your imagination.
Yeah. You know, there's a weird category on Pornhub, which is, and they're called tribute videos. And it's just literally guys jerking off onto like magazine pictures of celebrities.
Have you seen mine yet?
Well, you very rarely do you actually see anything about the guy other than his cock and one hand.
Well, see, mine's actually the Women's Weekly magazines, and I come on cakes. It's every time they have a cake. I'm like, ugh.
That's why when you go to the supermarket now and they have the Women's Weekly cookbooks, it's one per customer because you were just you're why we can't have nice things.
It's also why they don't have cakes with frosting on them anymore.
Yeah, I love that frosting.
May we just point everybody's attention to Not Quite Hollywood, the wild untold story of Ozploitation, Mark's documentary, which is one of the great filmmaking documentaries of all time. If you've never seen it, particularly if you're overseas and you're not really that familiar with what we're talking about, that is the best doorway into this whole thing. Yep.
Watch the doco, and then if you buy the Blu-ray from Umbrella,
which
they released as part of their Ozploitation line, one of the extra features is I believe it's 75 trailer strong trailer gallery.
Yeah.
You basically, the trailers are the best bits of the films. You can just save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of time by just watching the trailers of these films and going, I've seen the best bits of Razorback now. I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, there are so many movies we could just reel off, but we'll just go on forever if we do. That's your best conversation starter, that movie.
Yeah. And on that bombshell, this show is coming to an end.
Excellent. Thank goodness. I've got a Woman's Weekly waiting for me.
Hang on, let me just warm these up.
Get on with it. Get on with it. GoodMovieMonday.com, everybody. Go there.
Yeah.
Is this how you're choosing to end the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
See you next
I don't
week.
know. What else have we got to say? Anything coming up? What are we doing?
It's very abrupt. We've got some fun episodes coming up. We're not going to give too much away at this point in time, but we're talking about Aussie exploitation movies. There's going to be some other very famous exploitation conversations coming up that also revolve around Mark Hartley and another documentary he's made. There's a bit of a teaser.
And I have seen the banner that you've made for this episode, and it's a great use of AI. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I'm putting my hand up to vote for more outrageously AI-created banners where we're doing stupid shit.
Well, I had you writing Big Ben, for fuck's sake. Come on, like a couple of weeks ago.
I just figured that was just good Photoshop work. But make me, next time you should make me write it Grimsby style.
Yeah, well, I thought about it.
because I'll do it.